Hello, it is Friday, November the 10th, and this is the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene with your daily devotion. Today we will be looking at the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19, verses 1 through 10. Here's the word of the Lord. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man there by the name of Zacchaeus, he was a chief tax collector and was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but being a short man, he could not because of the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." So he came down and welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this and began to mutter, "He has gone to be the guest of a sinner." But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, "Look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount." Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save what was lost." And that is the word of the Lord. Our article today is titled, "What Grace Can Do," by Evan T. Offutt Boesiger. Here's what Evan has to say. "Most short people I know, except for gymnasts, would be happy to be even just a bit taller. Zacchaeus probably wanted that too. Perhaps as he fought the crowd to see Jesus, he bemoaned again being vertically challenged. Maybe some bitterness had crept in during his youth for all the times he was teased, or later as he was constantly mistaken for a child rather than the adult he was. Did that play a role in his occupation? Was discontentment his justification to cheat folks for more money? Regardless of the reasons, Zacchaeus was a chief scoundrel, chief tax collector. Everybody knew it, but nevertheless, Jesus invited himself over to Zach's house. Warning, etiquette breach. He jumped right into the middle of Zach's reality, which not only demonstrated his reputation for associating with outsiders, it demonstrated God's prevenient seeking grace. Thankfully, prevenient grace wasn't the end of the story. It never is. They get to the house and Zach experiences God's saving grace. That's what an encounter with Jesus does. It seeks, it saves, and it transforms. Zach went on to give back even more than what he had taken. That's what grace can do. The hymn today is "Grace Greater Than Our Sin" by Julia H. Johnston. Grace, grace, God's grace, grace that will pardon and cleanse within. Grace, grace, God's grace, grace that is greater than all our sin. And from the 119th Psalm, verses 140 to 142. "Your promises have been thoroughly tested, and your servant loves them. Though I am lowly and despised, I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is everlasting. Your law is true." And please pray for the churches organized as a result of evangelism efforts in Mesoamerica. And this is your daily devotion for Friday, November the 10th. Have a blessed day.